thing. And in the light of the day, a new vigil, not the old, not the Selenites, something new, created of alliances of now, is necessary for the thing that is coming. Because this will not strip lives, this will not take away your loved ones, this will destroy you, your person, yourself, beyond your flesh and mortal bonds, beyond your soul.
The council's dismissed. Leave us counselors. The four of them turn to look at Corbin like, you are fucking nuts. Suede actually looks like she's going to kill him. Like, there's a moment when Brother Beck actually looks upset, which is strange because he's a Franciscan and you didn't think they could look upset.
Yeah.
He didn't look upset when talking about atrocities, now he looks upset.
No, he looks upset. Nero is the one who calmly speaks up. Still concerned that he might have to jump in front of a blow. Corbin, you can't dismiss the council from a council-only event. That's...
Devil's advocate on Brother Beck for what Nero just said.
Roll it. Like, you have to roll it.
Can I substitute giving him my saboteur condition?
No, that's not how that works.
Can I make situation worse and trigger a beat until my saboteur condition? Which I totally can, because that's actually how it works.
Yep.
I don't want to.
Okay.
I almost want to cast Trust No One on somebody in this room.
Let's not fling around too much direct embeds at people. It gets nasty.
I kind of just want to watch the world burn.
And I'm the only one with the saboteur condition.
I did a flaw of this group.
Which is why I keep looking at something. I was like,
Yeah.
why didn't you take the saboteur condition? You just keep wanting to burn everything down. It's pretty much there to burn everything down.
Oh, what's the highest resolve in the room? Sorry.
5.
Okay. I will spend the
These are some fucking bad guys.
I sure
They are
hope so.
leader of that
These are-
So Devil's Advocate,
With the exception of Beck,
it's
these
the
are all
highest
masters.
resolve. It affects everybody in the room, apparently.
Okay.
To Devil's Advocate
Against Nero.
against Nero.
Let's see how well this goes.
I have a question for Minutia. I am taking on the role of a servant to her.
Yes.
That fulfills my vice of obedience. Can I
Yes.
get my willpower back?
You absolutely get a willpower back.
Sweet.
I am corrupting the council. This is my vice.
You are not corrupting council any more than what Corbin's actions are doing.
Oh,
You are
okay.
in fact enforcing stability. You are actually doing the exact opposite and enforcing
Damn
the
it.
rule of law.
Damn.
Is that your vice?
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
My vice is corrupting.
No.
What's your virtue?
Loving.
I love it. You got another great juxtaposition. My virtue is being selfish,
So-
and my vice is being selfless. Shepherd.
So Nero is speaking, and he's like, and he basically says, Corbin, you can't dismiss the council from the
Yes.
council event. This is the law. A council event requires all of us once summoned. We cannot be. And Beck, just kind of, not Beck, the small Mexican woman.
Consuela.
Always be afraid of the small Mexican woman. Slams her hands down on the table as she gets up and just says, "No, Nero. We're done letting you defend him. We will not forget. I don't care what this game says. You've overstepped too many times." And she walks out.
Ooh.
Suede struggles so hard not to smile as she gets up and leaves.
I bet I can guess one of Suede's aspirations.
Just now?
I don't need to flip on Heart's Desire for that at all.
Or did we not know?
Beck looks troubled, but he sighs. He looks at Corbin. Something passes between them, and then he walks out. Not mystical, just
Personal.
They know each
Unspoken
other well
communication.
enough they can communicate with their eyeballs.
yes.
Well, I couldn't tell. If
Finally, Nero stands up and he looks at Corvin and he says, I can't. I'm sorry. He does not leave. He simply is not there anymore.
He just... Is he on the Twilight?
No.
Okay, good.
We got some pageantry.
There we go. Finally.
At this point, I take a seat.
At this point, this is no longer useful to us, as there's now a schism in the Mage Concilium, and any orders that Corvin gives to defend and create a sigil, or not to defend and create a sigil, are not going to be enforced by the entire Mage.
We don't need a lot of them. We just need a few of them.
We're gonna need a fuck ton of them. You don't know how many Selmites there were. There were more than there are mages. If every mage in the city becomes part of the vigil.
Well, I mean, we're gonna have to
What
like.
if there's a vigil of werewolves?
We're gonna have to put some things together. We got werewolves, we got demons, we got mages. Those are the allies we have. That's what we're gonna work with.
Demons.
What's that?
You have sin eaters.
And we have sin eaters. That's right. So we got 4 different supernatural orders together that we can like try and squish something together
Yeah.
to keep the god machine out.
We're not courting any demons unless you're anticipating going.
I'm
to the
talking about
machine
us.
Against, that's
Yeah,
You're talking.
You have fun with that.
yeah,
I'm gonna be over here.
yeah.
No, anyway. Anyway.
And then we can also try and convince the council to do it. His ring is getting actively hunted by the god machine, so.
Presumably. I mean, I guess it wouldn't be hard.
The evidence can always be construed to make it look like that's a strong case. He is relying on me for intelligence now, by the way.
I see the truth in what you speak, more so than my companions do, because I am the master of Arcana that they are not. And though they might dislike it, we all have our roles to play. Suede is not your ally. Of course I'm going to say that. She's not going to build a vigil for you. She's not going to do what you say. She's not going to do anything that isn't going to further her own agenda. And as long as I'm in power, doing the vigil is absolutely her agenda. But you have to consider what happens when I leave. Asking us to do this vigil is asking us to annihilate the Concilium. Asking us to annihilate the Concilium by not doing the vigil as my council would prefer is asking us to annihilate the Concilium.
The wonderful thing about facing the God Machine is you often find yourself in a catch-22.
Whatever it is in the categorical philosophical sense of the word is it has a control over the weave that I find myself impossible to resist. We all have our roles to play. I can't give you a vigil from the Magi, but that is not to say that a vigil cannot be formed from the Magi. You have a meeting with Murata in the future. I don't know when, but you have one. I've seen it. She'll say exactly what I have, and you'll attempt to bring us both together into the same room. It won't go well, but you'll learn some things about Isidis there that I can speak no more.
Can you tell me what? Alright, so this might be foggy from weeks of not doing this every day. There's something underneath the city that the vigil was protecting. Correct? If I remember that correctly?
There is something that the vigil was protecting.
Yes.
No one is certain or even has a hypothesis as to where.
Okay. Does Corbin know what it is and where I can start looking for it? Even with all his seeing powers? Can I might just be really disappointed right now.
Just be really disappointed right now.
I don't know. If
Yes!
I don't know if that's fulfilling the condition. I feel really disappointed.
We
Yes, we
can
can.
postulate that it's the part of the god machine that was under Ember Hill that it was cut off from.
There's a lot of postulating that I've been doing about it. Like, I don't know what it is, and all I've got is guesses. I would like to know more, but if he cannot point me in that direction, or tell me who I can start talking to.
Things are moving. And I personally don't like where they're going. Destruction is never obvious. Not for a political organization. First, we'll lose important members, then we'll lose territory, we'll lose power, we'll lose places, and then before you know it, there won't be a concilium to rule over. So, quite frankly, I don't care what they think of my decision-making skills, because this office isn't going to exist much longer.
Plus, there's the government organization of hunters.
Project Twilight, Nero has briefed me.
Yes.
Would it be plausible to have one of Swade's favors be loyalty to Corbin?
Yes, it would be plausible. She would despise you forever for it, but she
couldn't
can't
do anything about it.
do anything about it.
We were actually considering in our game,
Asking her not to take a position.
yeah,
Yeah.
we had a favor from her because we saved her life.
She gets those out.
Legitimately, this is one of those moments where I've given the players all of the tools that they need. The scene happens and they don't do anything. So afterwards, I'm just kind of like, you know, you guys could have done this, right? Everyone at the table. Ah!
I'm not asking for now because I didn't want to interrupt what was going.
No, that's fine. Yeah.
Do you have it on you?
Of course. Do you think I let a mage's favor get out of my person?
Well, you might have given it to me to protect.
The only reason why I'd hand it to one of you guys is so you could use it.
No, actually, you know better. If it changes hands, it changes favors.
Oh, okay.
Those favors belong to whoever possesses it.
Okay.
We could trade that to Corbin.
For what though?
Almost everything.
But he doesn't have everything. He just sat there and
That's
told
what
me
he's
he's
admitting.
pretty much impotent and going out. And he knows this because he's a seer and sees the future and
Well,
knows
the
that
other
it's
thing,
fake.
the other thing too is you can show it and offer one to do one of the favors as loyalty for something from him.
Okay.
Like not the whole thing, just one. Like we will do this. We will request the first favor to be this. In exchange, you reconcile with the Free Council.
Is this a bad idea?
This is a hilarious idea.
Curious, I think is what this is.
This is exactly the kind of idea that Nock would have.
Take from that
Okay.
whatever you will.
Obviously, I see this as a very pressing problem. I would not have come to you if I did not see that. I would not have revealed my nature had I not seen that this is important.
We do our best to hide the cracks in the facade.
That being said, every crack is a weakness when you're being hunted by God. So, you see that fate is laid before you, and you have a path that you're walking that you cannot turn off of. Is fate
No, I have no other path to walk.
semantics?
Not necessarily to their kind.
But while you walk that path, it does not need to be in destruction, as there's side events that can still be changed. Because there's still enough fluidity in fate
Cannot the
that
king-
than other events that can be changed.
Cannot the Kingfishers help you?
No.
My group and I have extensive means in both in the mundane political fields which you find yourself now currently mired in. we can help. In exchange for favors, we can help reconcile the concilium into a functioning political body.
What sort of favors?
Well, I mean, kind of want to keep the God Machine out.
Understandably.
Yes.
I thought you had something else in mind.
No. My purpose here is single-minded. I'm not looking for anything else. If the God Machine comes back here, it means my life becomes much more dangerous. And there is no comfort, no trinket, no power that I'm more interested in than the destruction of the God Machine moving into this town.
There are forces at play in this fate that are beyond simple comprehension. Not to say that they are incomprehensible, but merely that they are beyond simple comprehension. Before I heard your story from Swade, I had presumed them to be invisible masters, archmages beyond the ken of mortal magics. I don't necessarily believe that is the case anymore, knowing that the God Machine is coming back, but...
Truth be said, it is entirely possible that the God Machine has manipulated an invisible master to do its bidding. Or at least put all the opportunities for an invisible master to make a move.
There are...
The agent isn't necessarily the important part.
Nonetheless, there are more agents on the field. I have only one path I can walk, and that is the destruction of the Concilium. Whatever is ripping us apart is simultaneously preservative and hindering.
Correct me if I'm mistaken, but did not this slow degradation begin with the schism between the Diamond and the Free Council?
No. This degradation began when Selma descended. Yes, we could have easily painted, and I'm sure my compatriots will paint the fact that the Free Council left as the beginning of the end. Historians in the future will very likely paint, no pun intended, will very likely paint the schism between the Pentacle and the Diamond as the beginning of the end for the Concilium.
Is there no way to reconcile the two groups?
No. I know Murata's demands.
What are her demands?
I cannot give them, nor is it my place to
What
say
about the rising of a new? You mages have been along for quite some time. I'm assuming that plenty of conciliums have crashed and burned and been rebuilt again.
But it would not be the same. A phoenix reborn is, while still a phoenix, a very different animal from what it was.
Yes. Well, the individuality change, metaphysics, and all that sort of fun stuff. But
Considering the Spiritscape was recently nuked and is again reborning, perhaps it is also time for many of the groups within Acidus to do the same. Have you noticed
Reborn.
the mutability? Shut up. I stuttered it. Have you noticed the barrier around Acidus? How solidified reality is outside of Acidus, but once you come inside of Acidus, it's mutable. Reality itself.
No. All reality is mutable. So I have not noticed a difference.
Since our time being...
Anyone want to check to see if he's lying on that one? I mean, like, you guys keep forgetting you can do that.
Okay.
Sure. Wits.
do you want me
Just
to always wander around saying, is he lying?
Is he lying? Is he lying?
With an
I'm
empathy?
just a really
Yes, yes.
incredulous person.
That's
so.
fair.
What do I roll?
With empathy.
God damn it.
2.
You sir. And I gave you a success.
Rude.
So we're over in easy reaching area.
I don't know.
I don't like this dice.
One
One, it's hard
point.
to
Punish
roll.
it.
Two,
Nice.
it
I started
belongs.
with 1 success.
Okay. So, I mean, like, for
rolling
the record,
tens?
Yeah. I rolled 4
he's
dice.
basically just said something that is not only... Like, I'm not just asking you guys, did you want to check if he's lying? Primarily for the purpose that he's just said something that is very, A, counter to your own experiences, and B, kind of revealing about the setting.
Yeah, if he's always been in the Cities, then he's never been outside.
He's not lying.
So he's
So
not
here's the
experienced
conundrum.
it.
Either he's not experienced it, or a mage just literally perceives reality quite differently than you guys.
It's entirely possible.
Yeah.
Who would know anything about finding this MacGuffin under the city?
What?
The thing. The thing under the city.
You asking Corvin?
Yes, I'm
okay.
I've already asked him if he knew anything
Yeah.
about it. Does he know anybody who knows anything about it? Who do I have to track down? Are there any vestiges of the Vigil or the Selamite Order? My character's gonna. I'm gonna go ahead and flip into my disappointed. I'm gonna be visibly frustrated, losing my shit here.
Losing my shit.
Your demon voice comes out.
Losing my shit.
I'm ready to tell it like twice. We're just gonna keep it on there until it's over. You don't. Yes, there is. We can't find them.
They gotta have friends.
No. Yes, their friends can't find them.
I actually kind of wonder where we are too. At this point. Even we don't know.
The Drinkers of Aleph assisted Salamite in her ascension. Brother Beck witnessed the entire thing. I have his records. I know what happened. I know how it happened. I know the atrocities of which he's speaking. The Drinkers of Aleph then pursued the remnants of the Salamite order, not for retribution, but for knowledge. How? Why? When? How long was this in the works? What mechanism allowed Salamite to ascend? It was a concilium-sanctioned mission, even if it was a unilateral decision on my part. Nero knew what was happening. Brother Beck was no longer informed after his part in the situation was resolved. They are gone. A cabal of second-degree masters, literally masters in all 10 of the Arcanum, cannot locate them.